page 160. We'll pray for shelter. And we'll sing Hashivenu together. Hashivenu Eloheinu. Eloheinu Shalom. Hashivenu Spread the shelter of your peace over us. Guide us in wisdom, compassion, and trust. Hashivenu Adonai, Eloheinu Shalom. Hashivenu Spread the shelter of your peace over us. Guide us from wisdom, compassion, and trust. Hashivenu Adonai, Eloheinu Page 162. We'll continue with Bisham Ru. Comes next on page 164, our personal prayers to God. We'll begin together. We'll begin by singing the first three prayers as one community, and then we'll continue silently with either the prayers on the pages to follow or the prayers of our hearts. And when you are finished, please be seated. So we'll on page 164.
What page you go reading to?
Oh, reading until page 180. Thank you. Please rise in body and spirit. Adonai seperti taku via gite ilasecha. Adonai, open up my lips, and my mouth may declare your praise. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu, Elohei Avotenu, Elohei Abraham, Elohei Yitzchak, Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah. Torah is said to be an Eitz Chaim, or a tree of life. Those who hold it, its texts, and its values tightly can receive the love and joy that Torah has to offer. Temple Or Hadash has an absolutely strikingly beautiful Torah, and we don't see it as often as we should. After speaking with some members of the community, it occurred to me that we want more reading of, learning, and dancing with our Torah. So on this Shabbat, we will be reading from the Torah as a way to separate this day from all other days in the week. The Torah service will begin on page 362 in our Sidurim. If you are able, please rise. I'd like to call up Scott Rosenberg to help us by holding the Torah, lifting the Torah, and offering the love that the Torah has to offer. So on page 362. Ein kamocha ba'Elohim Adonai, v'kema'asecha malchutecha malchut kol ha'olamim, u'menshaltecha b'chol dor v'ador. Adonai melech, Adonai malach, Adonai imloch le'olam bared, Adonai oz le'amo yitain, Adonai yevarech et amo v'shalom. Ata rachamim eitiva b'rtzoncha et Zion, Tibnei homot Yerushalayim, Tibnei homot Yerushalayim, Ki lecha lavatachnu, Melech Elam v'nisa Adon olamim, Ki mitzion teisei Torah, Ki mitzion teisei Torah, Udvar Adonai miYerushalayim. Page 366. Baruch Shenatan Torah Torah, Baruch Shenatan Torah Torah, Le'amo Yisrael b'Yerushalayim. Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad, Echad Eloheinu, Gadol Adonenu, Kadosh Shemo. Galul Adonai iti, unerom Shemo yachdav. Lecha Adonai hagedula, ve'hagevura, ve'atiferet, ve'anetzach, ve'ahod. Ki kol b'shamayim u'ba'aretz, ki kol b'shamayim u'ba'aretz. Adonai olam lacha ve'amitnaseh lechol derod. Ramim Adonai Elohim ve'yisachar ve'archon Just for a moment, I want everyone to close their eyes. The year is 1500 BCE, over 3,500 years ago. A meeting is occurring in a small town. The impetus for the gathering is to plot against God. The people wish to build for themselves a tower that reaches the heavens. Fists pounding the table, arguments in the air, the folk decided to approach their cause with collaboration and dignity. Keep your eyes closed, but don't fall asleep. The people spend their days and nights laboring on their tower with bricks and mortar, attempting to reach what they consider celestial gods in the heavens. And if they cannot reach the heavens, at least they can build for themselves a landmark to be used for orienting their people. You can open your eyes now. What does it mean to gather together as one community and build something greater than what our own individual selves can accomplish? Is it about physical labor? Burdening ourselves with work? Is it about posting on social media and Facebook? Letting folks know of our accomplishments? What is it? 11th century French rabbinical commentator Rashi speaks to this foundational story found in the Torah in this week's Parsha, Parshat Noach. Rashi proposes that building the tower to heavens, one that is not the most important to the people, rather it is about how the people prepare for the work itself. Rashi specifically looks at Genesis chapter 11, verse 3. You can find it on the second page of your handout. On the second page, it's the third Hebrew line down. It's the fifth word. It says, Hava. Rashi defines that word, Hava, as prepare yourselves. Wherever the word Hava occurs, it has the meaning of preparation, meaning that those should get themselves ready and unite for some work or some plan or burden or undertaking. Now, Rashi's not the first to note that preparing as a community is critical. The idea of taking time as one community to prepare is also found in our Torah elsewhere. In Deuteronomy, you shall not hide yourself. And it's found in the Talmud later, one of the most complex pieces of rabbinic literature around. A ruler is not to be appointed unless the community is first consulted. And how do these texts speak to us today? How can we be prepared for great events that come our way? The Religious Action Center, the social action arm of the Union for Reform Judaism, is currently running a campaign for civic engagement. This nonpartisan campaign is bringing full force to the movement to bear by empowering all people to exercise their right to be prepared and to exercise their right to vote, and ensuring that all Jewish voices are present in the public square, regardless of party, regardless of politics. The campaign seeks to mobilize the entire Reformed Jewish community across the states, be it through a congregation, a summer camp, campus activism, or youth group. Our movement and our people, we are stronger when we work together, and we are stronger when we come prepared together. Just like our ancestors came together to exercise a campaign that they believed in, so can our community as well. On Tuesday, November 6th, I want to challenge each and every one of us to get out there and vote. Voter participation is the way that we can ensure that a Jewish voice is heard in the community of Fort Collins, in our state of Colorado, and in our country. With hopes for a future filled with preparation and community engagement, may we grow outside our comfort zones by putting pen to paper the values that we speak about, and maybe leverage texts of Torah for purposes of compassion and community building. Shabbat Shalom. So, we continue with the Torah service on page 368. The Aliyah, which literally is defined in English as lifting up. So when we come up for an Aliyah and we bless the Torah, it means to lift up. It means to go to a place which is higher than we already are. And one thing I've learned over these past couple of years is that not one person needs to have an Aliyah. There can be more than one person up here. So for this Aliyah, for this evening, for this Shabbat, I'd like to invite anybody up here who wishes, who desires to have some sort of lift, to have some sort of Aliyah that needs some sort of lift in their life. So anyone who would like that, please come on forward.
Come on, there's got to be more.
I'll be doing it with you. Come on.
Isaac.
כל הארץ שפה אחת ודברים אחדים ויהי בנסם מקדם וימצאו בקעה בארץ שנער וישבו שם ויאמרו איש אל רעהו הבה נלבנה לבנים ונשרפה ותהי להם הלבנה לאבן וחמר היה להם לחמר ויאמרו הבה נבנה לנו עיר ומגדל וראשו בשמיים ונעשה לנו שם פן נפוץ על פני כל הארץ וירד אדוני לראתה את העיר ואת המגדל אשר בנו בני האדם ויאמר אדוני הן עם אחד הם עם אחד ושפה אחת החלם בזה החלם לעשות ועתה לא ייבצר מהם כל אשר יזמו לעשות הבה נרדה ונבלה שם שפתם אשר לא ישמעו איש שפת רעהו ויפוץ אדוני אותם משם על פני כל הארץ ויחדלו לבני העיר על כן קרא שמה בבל כי שם בלל אדוני שפת כל הארץ ומשם הפיצם אדוני על פני כל הארץ. ברוך אתה אדוני אלוהינו מלך העולם אשר נתן לנו תורת אמת לחיי עולם נתן בתוכנו ברוך אתה אדוני נותן התורה. we'll also take this time with the Torah in our midst. The Torah, it's said that when it's out within us, it provides us with a light into the world above us. It provides us a light to be present in a way that we wouldn't be present otherwise with the Torah. So we think about all those who are in need of healing in our lives, whether in body or spirit or mind. And as my eyes gaze across the room, as my eyes meet yours, please feel free to share the name of someone who is in need of healing either out loud or in your hearts.
Jasmine Duran, Bunny Katzman.
Gabe Keller, Caleb Keller, Frederick. Janice. Liv Walsh. Aldana Amber, Peter Springberg.
We'll sing a Mishaberach, found on page 371, Mishaberach L'Cholim. Mishaberach Avoteinu Mekor HaBracha Le'imotenu. May the source of strength who bless the ones before us help us find the courage to make our lives a blessing, and let us say Amen. Mishaberach Avoteinu Mekor HaBracha Le'imotenu. Bless those in need of healing with the fuach le'imah, the renewal of body, the renewal of spirit, and let us say Amen. Anyone with a birthday or an anniversary or a simcha or a celebratory moment that is happening in the month of October, in the month that we are in right now, I would like to invite you to come on up for a blessing, if there's anyone in that community.
And I had a birthday in September, but I had a house in October. So come up, somebody come
It's
up.
all about you, Natalie.
No, I don't want to be all alone.
Here comes Judy.
Don't be alone.
And my son is coming home for the weekend for the first time since
All
started
right.
college.
It's my birthday.
Oh, happy birthday!
Not at the end of the month.
29? 30.
6.
It gotta be.
So this is just a moment, and it's especially really powerful that we have the Torah here to really mark this moment as sacred, because whether it's a birthday or an anniversary or buying a new home, that doesn't happen very often. So I'd like to take this moment for a Shehachianu that we can all say together to mark this moment as special. So together we'll say Baruch
Atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, shehachianu v'kiyamanu v'hidiyanu l'zman hazeh.
Amen. Do we have any announcements?
Rookie.
In absentia, the happy anniversary to Norman Sheila Cohen.
Right, Norman
Who
Sheila.
celebrates his 65th
Thanks, Aaron.
celebration tonight.
Just the schedule for this weekend. Tomorrow we'll have Torah study at Rivendell at 10. There is a young professionals hike tomorrow. Good luck.
It should be
We
nice in
don't
the
see you on
afternoon.
Sunday. We'll send the search party out. And then Rabbi Scott has the evening off, but we will do a congregation dinner at Mimi's Cafe. If you have an RSVP repeat yet, please let Carol Roberts know tonight because she needs to make that reservation. You're more than welcome to come. If you're up for it, you guys are welcome to come, but you may still be on a mountain, so. We'll think about this. What time is it? There's 6:30? 6:30 at the Mimi's Cafe in Loveland. And then on Sunday, we will have adult chat at Rivendell at 10:30. Everybody is welcome. Please do come. Rabbi Scott is doing Jews in the Greek.
Jews in the Second Temple period.
So it should be very interesting. And then we do have Orkaton in the morning, and we have religious school. And Renee is out of town with her mother, so Rachel McSpadden is, Amici is going to, so you guys can stop in and say hi and help teach if you want to come in. And then go to the chat. So she'll be doing the teaching.
And Cavell over the baby.
I don't know if the baby will be there, but. And then the next time we meet for services will be on the weekend of the 26th, and that is when Rabbi Lynn Goldsmith will do the weekend with us, and it'll be a full weekend of events that weekend too, so that'll be in your upcoming calendars. Oh, sorry. Oh, and Carol Tuttle had, and then we'll make our rounds.
Well, it's the time of year when we want to fill up our own hosting calendar. We didn't do this earlier because of the high holidays and all of the accompanying activities. So I have a sign-up sheet in the other room on the end of the ONEG table. And so we invite you, encourage you, members, friends, to sign up to post in ONEG. Or you can reach me by email or telephone. Thank you.
One more announcement, then I'll go on to you guys. If on Sunday there is a massive amount of snow, I don't think we're expecting that, I will email you by 8 a.m. to cancel. So check your emails if there's snow on the ground before you head out. If there's no email by 8 a.m., then we're having all of our Sunday events. But I don't think we're getting that much snow, so. Okay.
A week from tomorrow, we're going to have sort of a social service event, which we do every now and then for the community, where I'm inviting everybody to pitch in. Natalie bought her first home, and she's moving, and needs some people to come help do some packing and moving of things and segregating some things for charity and just helping out in general. And we're going to have some sort of exciting prizes and events. One thing is we're going to be taking hello to the Laramie County landfills. Anybody ever been there?
Yes.
I mean, it's a great place. It's Halloween. We're going to go visit Hazmat House and usual stinky bunnies and rats running around, so to see wildlife. And as a special prize, several lucky participants will be chosen to participate and ride on the truck to the dump. Not yet. By the way, this event is open not only to our studio audience, but those watching at home.
I did not even know about this event.
But wait, there's more. For exciting prizes, when we get everything ready to put in the truck to take to the dump, we're going to have one free prize. You get to choose one for every participant. Okay, calm down. So there'll be cash and prizes. There'll be a trip to the dump, and it's going to be exciting, I think. And I will say too, just like anything, let's make a deal. Officers and employees of Orthodox may not participate.
They can work.
Oh, wait. And then, when the rabbi comes, the 27th, when's the
26th.
rabbi coming?
The 26th.
That weekend, there's going to be a Havdalah service that my wife and I are sponsoring at our house in Windsor. We want you all to come. I got quashed by the board on the idea of having our first ever BYOB Havdalah. We're going to have a potluck, but we are going to have an open bar and for volunteers to bartend.
That means bring your own baby.
That's right. And kids under 5 5, drink for half price. Actually, and Joe Cassidy is going to be singing an Irish ballad, so please come. That's all the newer folks, if you haven't had a chance before, really nice dinners and events.
Oh, yeah.
That's all.
Excellent. Well, we'll continue our service. We'll continue our service on page 370 by putting the Torah back in the ark. So please rise in body or in spirit. Continue with the Aleinu on page 586. And we'll sing together. Aleinu l'shabbat l'adon ha'kol, la'tekedu lo'yoser b'reshit, shalom alukei ha'aratzot, ve'lo somanu k'mishpachot ha'adamah, shalom somanu k'yatahem, ve'lo aleinu kechol hamonah, v'anachnu korim, u'mishtachvim u'modim, lifnei melech malkei hamachim, hakadosh baruch hu, v'ne'emar, v'haya Adonai lemelech al kol haaretz, v'yom hahu, v'yom hahu, yeh Adonai echad, u'shemo, u'shemo, u'shemo echad. Please be seated. We now turn to the moment in our service where we think of those who are no longer with us physically, but who continue to be with us emotionally and spiritually for now and for the rest of our lives. So we think of all those loved ones, and I want us to take a moment for us to think about those who have really struck us a personal chord, who have taught us not just the Torah that we read, but the Torah that we teach. And not just the words on the page, but the morals and the ethics and the stories that they bring us. So, for this time, as my eyes meet yours, please feel free to share the name of someone you are thinking of either out loud or in your hearts, and then we can offer a Kaddish Yatom for them. We take all of those names said out loud and said in our hearts. We turn to page 598. Please rise if it is your custom, and we'll read Kaddish Yatom together. Yitzgadal v'yitzkadash shmei rabah, v'alma divrah kirteh v'yamlich malchuteh, v'hayechom v'yomechom, v'hayeh v'chol beit Yisrael, v'agala v'zvan karid v'yimru amen. V'hei shmei rabah mevarach le'olam l'omei amaya, yitvarach v'yishtabach v'yitahar v'yitvarlam v'yinaseh, v'yitagar v'yitaleh v'yitkamam shmei k'disha v'rechu, le'elam min kol birchata v'shirata, tushbechata v'nechemata, da'amiran v'alma v'yimru amen. Yehei shlomo rabba mishmaya, v'chaim aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'yimru amen. Oseh shalom v'yimru, v'yaseh shalom aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'yimru amen. Please be seated. I want to take this time to thank anyone and everyone who participated in this night's service, whether it was setting up for the service, bringing in the Torah, holding the Torah, setting up for the oneg. Thank you, Carol, and thank you, Carol, printing everything that happens behind the scenes. That could not, this event would not be possible without that. So we'll close with the words of Od Yavo Shalom Aleinu. I believe they're found on page
657.
657. We'll sing together.
We just did that.
I don't think we have a list, so we just went around.
Oh. Yeah, I think I have the name, I thought usually we mentioned.
Shalom Aleinu, Od Yavo Shalom Aleinu, Od Yavo Shalom Aleinu, Ve'al Kulam. Od Yavo Shalom Aleinu, Od Yavo Shalom Aleinu, Od Yavo Shalom Aleinu, Ve'al Kulam. Shalom Aleinu, Ve'al Kulam. Shalom, Shalom. Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat.
Before we go, let us mention